Jai Hind everyone, welcome back to the online classes of Shri Ram Public School. This is your English teacher Vaishnavi ma'am, and today we are going to see Madam Rides the Bus by Valikanan. In today's video, we will see the introduction of the chapter, about the author, everything, and in the next class, we will see the complete line by line explanation of the chapter. This chapter is about a little girl, 8 years old girl, and this girl is addressed as madam by the bus conductor because of her behavior. She was just 8 year old, but she behaved as if she was a grown up. इनके इस behavior की वजह से the conductor of the bus called her madam, and this is what the title of the chapter says: Madam rides the bus. It means the madam, this 8 year old girl who is madam in the story, is going on a bus ride. Moving further, you see in the chapter that this lady, this girl, this 8 year old girl, she was waiting for her bus, for having this ride on a bus. And she used to, every day, she used to stand at her doorstep and she used to watch people going on the bus, returning back, stepping out, getting in. And she was observing this from many days. Talking to people, she collected all information about the bus, the fare, the time taken, and then she planned her journey. रास्ते में कैसे जाना है, कितना फेयर लगेगा, कैसे वापस आना है, कितना टाइम लगेगा, लोग जाते हैं आते हैं, एवरीथिंग दिस गर्ल प्लान्ड by talking to people who used to ride on the bus daily and who used to come back from the bus. तो इसी राइड से उसने सारी जानकारी इकट्ठा की, and then she planned that one day in afternoon when her mother will be sleeping, she will be going on this bus ride. When she goes on the bus ride, she sees a cow. A cow comes in front of her bus. The cow was dancing and jumping while she was going to the town. On her way to the town, this cow was dancing, jumping in front of the bus, and the bus driver gave horn, and then this cow moved aside, and then they passed. While coming back, she found that this cow was lying dead. The dead body of this calf cow was lying on the road. And this girl was very sensitive. All her happiness of having this bus ride changed, and suddenly she was sad. Every moment she cherished of happiness, it disappeared, it vanished, and now she was sad on seeing the death of this cow. So this story is sensitive extract where a small girl is referred to as madam, is referred as grown up, and is told how the cycle of life and death affects even a child, even the happiness of a child. But anyhow, she overcomes everything and comes back home, and when she finds her mother was woken up, she got up and she was talking to a lady from her neighborhood. Without paying much attention to her mother, this girl secretly went inside, and she was lost in her own thoughts. Anyhow, overall she was okay. She was happy with the bus ride that she had. This is the introduction of the chapter that you have to write in your copy. The lesson Madam Rides the Bus is about a brave 8 year old girl who had a strong desire, and along with even not only desire, she had the courage also to fulfill her desire. So she liked gazing at the hustle bustle of the street, the crowd of the street, and her favorite pastime was the sight of the bus that she wanted. So she wants to have the hustle bustle. She wanted to see people arriving and departing, everything. Thus, later or sooner, anyhow, she developed that strong desire, the feeling to travel by bus. For that, she needed all sorts of information about bus journey, like the fare, the timing. She had to plan also. So she needed all the information. And she decided that she'll be going without informing her mother. And at what time? When her mother is having a nap in the afternoon time. Thus, the story brings us how innocently but very responsibly she fulfills her deepest desires, and she gets that experience of the bus ride. Also, in between, there was an incident that I told you, because of which she found the reality of death. She realized that the cycle of death and life. Moving further, this is the chapter. Now, let's see the introduction of the chapter. In this sensitive story, an 8-year-old girl's first bus journey into world outside her village is also her induction into the mystery of life and death. Induction means when something gets into you. So induction of the mystery of life and death. She sees the gap but between our knowing that there is death and our understanding of it. So she sees that there's gap between what? When we know of death, we all know of death. But when we see it, we understand it, when we realize it, there's a difference in it. So yes, there are some phrases. A set of passengers. Look at the phrases given below, then put a tick mark against the ones you think you will find in the text. Now tell which one would you find in the text. Okay, while reading the test, we'll find it out. Okay, this is one more question. You must have traveled by bus more than words. What can you see from a fast moving bus? Given below are some suggestions. Speak briefly about these scenes. So when you see river, what do you feel? So you have to speak about this. We will soon do it. You can write also in your copy. Now let's have introduction. There was a girl named Valiammai, and we call her for short Vali. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. Her favorite pastime was standing in front of her doorway, watching what was happening in the street outside. There were no playmates of her own age, and this was about all she had to do. So she had no playmates around, so she used to stand and watch at the front, the road, and she used to keep watching at that street every day. But for Wally, standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. So it was good experience for her. She enjoyed it more than any game she would have played. Watching the street gave her many new unusual experiences. So you find this Wally, see, standing in front of a door watching the road, the street, where this bus, you see that bus is there, the bus coming and going, and it was very enjoyable for this girl. So we will see the first part today. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that traveled between her village and the nearest town. So this was the most fascinating, attracting thing for her. It passed through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. So every hour it used to pass, going and coming back, going and coming back. The sight of the bus filled each time with a new set of passengers was a source of never ending joy, unending joy for Wali. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. So she had the desire of riding on the bus that we see. See, this wish became stronger and stronger until it was overwhelming desire. Now this wish became desire, and Wali would stare wistfully. Wishfully means longingly, wishfully. That longing in her mind, that hope in her mind, that at the people who got on and got off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Their face would kindle. Kindle means set their light in her eyes with her dreams, longings, and hopes. So now if one of her friend happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sight, Wally would be too jealous and would shout proud, proud. And if Manloki, some playmates had a ride on bus and they started explaining what they saw on road, then Wally was like, "You are very proud creature. Don't tell all these things to me." So she was very jealous of it. And sometimes she often used this as a slang expression of disapproval. So now you see, over many days and months, Welly listened to the careful conversation. Carefully, she heard the conversation of the people talking in the neighborhood about the bus, about the fare, about the time taken, everything. And she started collecting money. In the second scene, we find her traveling. Now, one fine spring day on afternoon, in afternoon time, when her mother will be asleep, she'll be going for that ride. Be ready for tomorrow's class where we'll be seeing this chapter. Yeah, interesting chapter it is, and after the explanation we'll see some question answers also. There are 4 parts. Okay, so we'll see all this in the next video. That's all for today's video. Thank you. Have a good day.